and welcome to another episode of Bushcraft Dave. I'm out with Mrs. Bushcraft Dave, little Bushcraft Junior,
Little Bushcraft Dave.
and the other one. She don't really want to be on the camera today. Yeah, we've come out today on a nice day. It's a rarity that we've got a nice day, and we're visiting Hardwick Hall. So join us as we have a little walk around. Let's see what we can find. So we're currently in the grounds of Hardwick Old Hall, and it's really cool this year. They've reached an agreement between English Heritage and National Trust that if you're a member of either of those organisations, you can visit the Old Hall and the New, because it used to be that one of them, the Old Hall, was English Heritage and the New Hall was National Trust, so you'd have to pay for both. But you can see each of the floors all the way to the top, even right up on top floor, had their own fireplace. So each floor was heated. We're on the ground floor down here. We're at the entry point. This very, very lower level down here, all the way up to this sort of beam here. So this initial lower fireplace was the sort of cooking area. We had another floor just above it, another floor above that. But then right at the top, a huge floor. It could even have maybe been like the master bedroom or something like that. And you can still see all the ornate, I guess it was plasterwork. So yeah, really beautiful sort of woodland scene with a stag, a couple of stags on it. But so that was this part of the old hall, but then actually where this sort of lower area is here where they were making stuff, it would eventually lead straight onto what was the grand hall, which was actually at the lower level where they would entertain and stuff like that. And you can still see there are some huge timbers that are still sort of embedded into the wall. There's the children and Mrs. Bushcraft Dave. Are you filming me?
Yeah, I'm filming you. Are you filming me?
Well, I'm not filming you right now, but I'm filming.
Now I'm filming us in a loop.
Oh, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is on the opposite side of the wall from the massive fire in the kitchen.
So anyway, we've been into the kitchens. Emily's done some footage of that. They've insisted that I need to go up some stairs because they know I love heights.
Dad, wait.
Bolsover Castle was owned by her son, which is like Bolsover Castle, which
Oh,
we're going to go to.
it's all. Is it nepotism? Is that the word?
Taking a picture of the one that's really straight down this one.
I mean, it does go a hell of a long way down. I'm not even thinking about that.
Now we're getting higher. Whoa. Look over the edge.
I've still got more to go,
Look
yeah.
over the edge.
That's a pretty cool. Oh, nice. We've got a view of the new hall as well. Look.
It's so look over the edge.
So we visited Hardwick Old Hall, and we're going to go and visit Hardwick New Hall. So in around about the 1520s, Bess, oh come on, Bess, did she have a name before she became Chiswick and all the other names that she had? Lady Bess, let's call her Bess. In about 1520 she was born in the Old Hall, but they were eventually kind of turfed out of the Old Hall when Henry VIII reclaimed loads of bits of land, because he was just a meanie, but what boy wasn't he? So Bess left their old family home of Old Hardwick Hall, always with the intent that she would go back. Various marriages later, various marriages that meant that she became quite wealthy, with some husbands who were very clever with the way that they were managing their wealth. That meant that Bess got it. Meant that in around about 1583, when Bess was kicked out of Chatsworth House, where she was living with her husband, who got dementia and started going, basically forgetting who everybody was and being dead suspicious of everybody, chucked Bess out, and she returned to Hardwick Old Hall. However, she'd always had dreams of building a new hall, or probably really just refurbishing the one that they had. In the end, she built Hardwick New Hall. Let's go and have a look. So we're heading towards the new hall, and at the top of every tower there's an ES, which was Bess. She was called Elizabeth.
Wait, so this is the...
Well, she wanted everybody to know that it was hers.
Santa.
You know.
She spent her whole life in the shadow of the man who she married. She was like, no, this is mine.
And when she built this, she wanted everybody from miles around to be able to go, right, that's her house. Although everyone knew her as Bess.
Yeah.
So you'd think she'd just have B-E-S-S. Maybe the ES is just the middle of Bess.
Maybe it is.
Could be that.
Or you could have BS. Well,
BS.
Dad, there's some pictures coming up.
It's kind of amazing to see what the plasterwork might have looked like in the other one. We only get to see the white version. So there we have it. The Egan family touring around Hardwick New Hall. You'll see all sorts of photos and bits and pieces. To be honest, it's one of those places where inside it is relatively dark, because they don't want loads of sunlight coming in, because there's loads of paintings and tapestries and things where ultimately they're all going to get super faded and stuff like that. So a fantastic day out, to be honest with you. I know we're getting this for free because we've taken advantage of the membership that we paid for English Heritage, but I believe it was something around about maybe £18 for adults, maybe about £10 for children, something like that. I'll get Mrs. Bushcraft Dave to put their current 2023 summer prices around about here. But to be honest with you, like, we could easily have spent absolutely ages here. We've kind of teared around it a little bit, just because we came here fairly late on in the day. So in order for us to get sorted and then have a bite to eat, because we're going to go and eat at the cafe. But fascinating, loads of stuff. We've bought the tour guide book to have a read through, so there's going to be all sorts of interesting facts and information there about Bess, the lady who, Bess Shrewsbury, the Countess of Shrewsbury, I think she was, how we ended up going from the old hall, which is in the background, to now the new hall. Hope you've enjoyed joining the family for our tour around the Hardwick estate. There's a huge amount to do here. There are walks galore that you can do in the grounds around it, so I don't think this is going to be our last time coming here and enjoying the time. Drive by from Mrs. Bushcraft Dave and Bushcraft Junior with the other one, Sat Mardy, in the background. Thank you for joining me. I think there'll be a cooking video next week, and then I'm off on a little adventure. Me and Alexi are going on an expedition, so that's something to look forward to in the next few weeks, maybe even the rest of this month. Check out my Instagram, where we'll post some stuff daily, and when we get on with that tour, it's probably going to be in the next, when do I set off? Maybe it's around about the 15th of August, so check out my Instagram. I can't remember what it is, just Bushcraft Dave, search it, you'll find me. But other than that, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one.